So last year, June 1st, I had taken a video of my farmer's log, I was calling it, of everything that was going on. So I'm gonna do another one. Yeah, it's June 3rd, a couple days out, but it'll all be good. So here's the new 3-tiered garden. We've got our tomatoes, peppers, different kinds of peppers, different kinds of tomatoes. And then we've also got radishes, I believe, and Swiss chard in here. And then here we have the mock orange. Unfortunately, it's not as good as yours, Larry, but I think in the next couple of days, it'll be fabulous. And then as we continue on, where we moved our asparagus, and I didn't pick the asparagus this year, but I'm seeing a few extra asparagus up where the ferns are. So right here, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna pick him and I'm gonna eat him. That's what I'm gonna do. And there's another one over there, kind of skinny. And it's like, I'm gonna pick him and I'm gonna eat him. There's another one right here. I'm gonna pick him and I'm gonna eat him. Here we have what is called garden bed number 2. So we added the new bed, and what I did is, it used to be really filled with the irises, so I call them propeller irises, put them in the back. And so we have our corn, we've got some patty pans or scallopinis, and I do believe it is cabbages over there, and then I've got some bush beans, and then our peas in the back, which is next door to garden bed number 3. As we go through the archway, the fig is doing well, and this is the first year that the figs have started early, so I'm very excited about that. This is kind of Daryl's little corner, where we have our little Daryl gnome. And so this is garden bed number 3. In the dirt part here, I've got carrots and beets coming up. I've got our cauliflower along there, our Espalier tree, which I'm going to take a closer look. I did get a couple of eggplants. They're in the baskets there. Some sunflowers in behind. And then this is also where you see this mesh. That is where our pickling cukes are. But cucumbers are really having a hard time this year. I think it's too hot. I've talked to Dawn and talked to Annie, and they're having the same issues, but they're actually looking a little better than they were a couple of days ago. So let's go look at that Espalier tree, apple tree. I'm quite excited because, as you can see, we've got some apples. So this is on the gala side. That one is pretty darn big as far as I'm concerned. I don't think there's any on that side. And then here we have a Honey Crisp, and that apple last year, oh, there's 2 apple Honey Crisps, was fantastic. There's another one just kind of over there. And then in the bottom here, this is our, I don't know. Let me look. Oh, what does it say? You read it. Whatever it says there. But we've got some apples coming, so it's going to be excellent. So garden bed number 3 is all planted in. And again, we got some squashes. Squashes had a little bit of trouble too this year. Just across from garden bed number 2. Here we are at what is called garden bed number 1. And so we've got our broccoli along here, tomatillos, the su choy is coming along nice. And then I went and bought some baby bok choy. And then in the front of that is going to be our, those little mini cabbages. I forget what they're called. Brussels sprouts. My kids apparently love Brussels sprouts. And then right beside it, I have what is, we have our beautiful rose bush along, and I planted the California lilacs, and I'm always going to keep them trimmed. Because of the flood, one of them didn't do so well, so I bought a new one. But in this little patch here, I'm going to have nasturtiums. Woohoo! Over here is our strawberry plant, strawberry bush, strawberry field. And one thing that was really interesting is, like, if you see here, the strawberries, all of them, they all got straight up. They're only coming down because the berries are starting to come. It was very weird. Annie said the same thing about hers. But this is our new strawberry patch, and so we should be getting a great harvest of strawberries. I do have, this one's in a pot here, and then I do have another pot there that is flowering. So some of them that are not flowering, I'm thinking those are the great grandmas. Here we come to where our pergola is. And I moved my potted cucumbers over here because they were all getting translucent, you know, as I discussed before. But so I think having them over here, they get a bit of morning sun and a bit of afternoon sun, so they're looking better. That is, Shane, that is my lemon cuke. So I'm really looking forward to that, the seeds that I got from you. And then I'm trying to propagate a few things. And my peach tree is weird this year. That's all its leaves that it has, which is weird. The olive, the one of 4 of olives, is looking great. This is my fruit salad tree, which has nectarines, peaches, plums, and apricots on it. So it's looking good. I don't know if we'll get any fruit. And then just some of my herbs. And then it moves us over to the salad tower. Let's go have a look. See how the babies are doing? See how the babies are doing? Look at them. Look at them. I'm trying to get it to focus there. They're all sleeping. They're starting to get a few more little feathers, and I'm starting to notice their eyes coming, so they look absolutely precious. But the salad bar, I was supposed to have romaine on the top, but the romaine that I planted by seed, it didn't show up. So I've planted in some kale. My daughter said Bethany said she liked kale, so I'm getting lots of kale. And then I planted way too much leaf lettuce. There we go, now it's focused. That's better. And then on the bottom, we have the spicy thing. I don't know what it's called. More kale. And then when we come to the other side, we've got some spinach and some romaine planted here. Then this one is New Zealand spinach and more leaf lettuce. And then I've started planting our basil in here. And so I still have the lower level. I've still got some basil in the studio that I will be bringing it. Leaf lettuce. What a little extra. As we continue on, here is the quaint corner where we have our benches. And we love elderflower, so I ended up with 1, 2, 3 elderflower bushes. So that's kind of exciting. These are the moonflowers that I got from Shane, the seeds. And this one is starting to reach out so that he will climb up this archway. And then on the other side is another one. So I'm hoping, oh yeah, he's starting to look climby wise. This was my birthday gift from the kids and the solar fountain from Annie. So of course it's the end of the day, so the solar fountain is not going, but I have this beautiful bowl. So we get this little bit of water. But if I just pan around, you can see our little quaint corner. Oh, look at that, Karen. Lovely. And then the bamboo is starting to come up because we really would like this to be a privacy screen for this location. I'll just back up so you can see. Because that, you know, that's the street right there. So if I just back through the archway. So we've got all of those bins that my son-in-law made for me last year. And then we've just got this cozy little quaint corner. Down to the moonflower. This is the how much lavender do you really need corner, or section of the garden. I do believe this is a type of English lavender. This again is an English lavender. Of course, that's the Spanish That lighter stuff is called Platinum Blonde. I bought it strictly for that name. And then my favorite one is this one here. It's very, the greenery is really soft to touch and beautiful fragrant. The one that's weird is this one. It's called Button Lavender. A little bit medicinal, a little bit, you know, harder smelling. Now like when I did it June 1st last year, I had a lot more Gaillardia up. But the snow in summer is doing what I want. I wanted that big cloud all around the mound where we have our olive tree in the center. But last year, the Gaillardia was much, much better than what it is this year. As we just come around the mound, and you can see more of those irises. Those are very forgiving. I don't need to water them or anything. Our peonies, if we just back up, this is a single, and it almost looks like a poppy. It's just about finished. The other ones are all done, so I'll be clipping those off, and then we'll just have the greenery for a little while for those peonies. This is our peony patch. One of my favorite times of this year is the California lilac. So the ones in the back were bushes. This is a tree, and it is a bee-friendly tree. The bees absolutely love it. End of the day, so we're not going to see too many of them, but I've been out here a few times just really enjoying watching the bees take from it. Here we are in the front of the yard. So there's a few little things that are coming up. I had thrown in, I think it's right here, it was a stem of a rose, so it's actually growing, so I'm going to bring that out and pot it. But these are the leeks, kind of a little slow. I'm not sure about them. We planted 2 types of squashes. They're hurting a little bit in beside the artichoke. Hoping that we could utilize the spot. So that one looks like it might actually have a flower. I don't know. Anyway, and then we have our red and white onion starts, and then right across from it, this is kind of exciting. In the first bed we have, this is our Jerusalem artichoke. So we got 1, 2, and I think there was 3, I think there was about 4 or 5. So the Jerusalem artichokes are starting, which is great. This is our turmeric bed, nothing up yet. Across from it was the onion beds, and then our garlic, which you've seen. And then this is, half of this is ginger. It still hasn't come quite up yet. And then our yams. I found that after I planted them, some of the leaves were taken away. So I've put this mesh on it strictly for that reason, is just to kind of stop whatever critter is eating my leaves. Across from it, the garlic bed. I had a couple of extra potatoes, so I threw them in here. Larry, these ones might get some water. And then as we look up, we can see, first of all, our pumpkins. I've got pumpkins, watermelon, and a cantaloupe. So I've put a little bit of wire mesh over because I have seen some deer prints and I just didn't want them to walk on them. So that's giving them a chance, but I think I saw on one of them, maybe this one, that there was a little bit of fruiting happening. And then with the watermelons, I planted 5. I'm now down to just this guy here. So I think he's in a good position, being that nothing can get to him yet. Yeah, they keep just taking it off. In that corner, that's the Gewürztraminer white. And then I think I have actually 2 white grapes there, because when I planted the first one, I thought it died, so I planted another one. So I think I have 2 over there. Maybe not. Well, we'll never know. And then this is our red grape here that's growing. But we just hilled up all of the potatoes, and I do see some flowers coming along. You can see some flowers there and some flowers there, and way in the back there's another flowering one. So that's what's going on in my yard and garden. I will say last year at June 1st, it was, everything was lush, but I think I had planted some things fairly early. And so this year, like when I look at my video log last year to this year, there is quite a difference. But we had such a cold April, and then we've just been hit with this hot weather, which I think it's just been really, really shocking to some of the plants. So we'll see what we get. It's all good. It's all exciting. Anyway, I hope you're doing well where you are. Bye-bye. Oh, and one more thing. I bought a swimming pool for my yard this year. Here is our pool area. We had 2 days in the water, and so then we just took all the water, put it all over the garden, Marissa and I. And so I rearranged a few things, so we have the little table for our music and stuff, and put some chairs around. So even if I just want to sit with my feet in the water, so it's a 5x8 pool, but we can get 4 people in there, which is exciting and fun. And then my new little chaise lounge, so I can just be in Mexico. Woohoo!